Okay, in this video, I'm just going to be making this render right here that you can see, this ancient temple, whatever's going on here. So this one's less of a step-by-step guide, which is kind of more what the rest of my channel or my environments course is for. This one is more just me having fun and making a thing that I want to make. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so I want to make something that's like maybe a gateway or some ancient looking symbol. I'll just map out the idea right now just to show you. So I want like a floor here. I want somebody standing here. I'll just do a cube for now just to kind of represent that. And then we'll have a wall in the back. Sorry, I'm going really fast, but I just want to quickly sketch this out. So we're going to have a wall here, maybe some like trees or something on the side. But then the idea is like, we're going to do a still. So it's going to be like 4,000 by 5,000 for Instagram. So 4 by 5. And then let's just switch this to 24 millimeters. And then basically it's just going to be light coming from the sides. We'll just have a spotlight here. I know I want like something like this and make this a little bit bigger, blah, 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 right? That's way too bright. And then still way too bright. Just take that out. Going a little too fast. And then basically I'll just take this off right now too, disable the compositor. It's going to be dark, and then we're going to have some sort of like circular pattern I'm thinking here. So let's just add a cylinder really quick just to kind of, I'll replace all this with like high quality stuff later, but just to map this out really, really quickly. Something like this. Delete these faces. Just, solidify this or whatever. Extrude faces along normals. Right, something like that. Big circular kind of pattern or gateway or something, right? And then basically, yeah, this, and then some arches or, so, you know, some pillars on the side, something like this. With like some shadows coming this way. Whoops. Okay, I'm rushing so fast and I'm pressing shortcuts I didn't even know existed. But yeah, anyways, that's the plan. So let's make this actually something real. So I might want to have water or something on the floor too. I'm not really sure yet, but it's going to be somewhat dark and moody, I think. And what's nice and easy about things like this, where you're kind of taking a picture of a wall, is you don't have to do a background. So that means we only need to cover like foreground detail, right? Like here, and then some cool pattern's gonna be pretty easy. And then the ceiling can kind of just be whatever. And then we can have like some statues or trees or something on the side to make it like to fill that in. So anyways, let's just get started. I might actually just start with let's start with the texture from Quixel. Let's just search for like some temple vibe kind of thing. So temple, let's go to textures, surfaces. Let's just see what we got here to work with. I don't need anything too crazy. Maybe either like rock might work. Maybe this. This looks like really displacement-y, but maybe let's just see what the base color looks like. This might not work, but I'm gonna try it. Let's export that. If not, there's a bunch in here that might work. Okay, so let's put that on here. So object, let's just grab that rock right there. And let's just fix the texture here because Quixel does not really work properly still. Unless I'm just doing something wrong. Maybe I need to update it or something. Let's put this in here, so roughness there. And I think the specular anisotropic is not supposed to be up either, so we'll take that down. Let's cube project this. Okay, so this is not going to work, right? So this rock texture just looks like off, because I think it kind of requires displacement for this to be working properly. So let's find a different one. Let's try, like, I don't know, this one seems interesting. Let's export that. So temple, again, just kind of fix it with the same thing. Run this into the roughness. I kind of know what needs to go where because I've done this a bunch of times, but yeah, there we go. Is that going to work? Yes, it will. Okay. So let's just put that material on all of these here. Link Control L material to unwrap this circle. First of all, I should replace this with a higher poly one. So let me just quickly take these edges, Shift E 1 or drag all the way out to make it sharp, and then Control 1 for subdivision. Maybe Control 2 because it's kind of the main thing, so it should be like decently subdivided. You can apply that, and then there's all these extra things in here we don't really need. You can kind of just take these. All this here and like dissolve all that. Probably don't need to do it, but whatever, dissolve. And to dissolve that, just right click and then D, or it's somewhere in the list there, but yeah, anyways, doesn't really matter. You don't need to get rid of that if you don't want. Okay, so we got a nice circle. Let's unwrap this by just selecting everything, reset the UV map, and then follow active quads just along there. And then it's going to kind of follow this. If I just kind of scale this into place, we now have a nice circular UV unwrap. So that's nice. Let me just make sure the normals are the correct orientation, which they are not. So we'll recalculate that. And that looks more proper over here, so that's good. Take that off. And let's just kind of slot this into place here. I'm not really sure where this is going to go, but somewhere there. And then maybe, do I want to bevel this? Let me just apply the scale. Let's bevel it, and then let's do a custom bevel. So the good old squiggly line is going to be fine here. So we can just run that like that. Increase the segments to like 8 or 10 or something. Increase the width maybe. Not too much. But yeah, that's a good starting point. I can fix that later, right? And so that's kind of the plan. Let me just make sure this is kind of unwrapped here, right? I might switch the color. I don't love that. That green kind of thing. I'm not really into that, but whatever. Okay, these need to be replaced by like actual pillars. So let's drop in some pillars I've already made. So maybe, actually, you know what we could use is the free temple pack that I gave away a long time ago. That actually kind of has the right vibe. Let's just go to where, I don't even know where I saved that. Temple assets? No. Where did I save that? Might be in here. No, this is not it. I have no idea where I actually saved that. Maybe that's why I haven't been using it recently, because I don't actually... This is a new one. It's not available yet, but that will be for sale at some point. Oh, here. Okay. Is this the one? No, it's not that one. This one. Okay. Yeah, this is going to work. So let's put that material on here. If you want to get the free pack, like this, it's these temple pieces right here that I made in, like, there's a video of me making this a long time ago called Modeling Temple Assets in Blender. I'll leave a link to this below, but this is going to work, I think, for now. So anyways, let's just throw this in here. And this is a free pack, by the way, that you can get. Or you can just watch me make it if you want. And then recreate it yourself, doesn't matter. Okay, so we can have this kind of, yeah, like in here somewhere. I think I don't want these spaced too far apart because I kind of like how it's casting nice rows of shadows. So I'm going to keep that there. And then let's just go to wireframe, take these, duplicate it over to this side. Nice. And then let's take the floor, put this material on it. Right, link material. Let's just scale that out here. Wonderful. Fix it later. Let's duplicate this, make like a bigger one on the outside. Rotate it around so it's not the exact same position, so it looks a little different. And then we can fill that in with something cool later, a face or statue or maze, or actually a maze would be cool. I'm like going hyper like ADHD mode right now, but let's just do this because okay, let's do. I swear I had this maze generator in here. I can't remember what it's called. And I don't know if I still have it. What was it called? Edit? Create? I thought it was in here, but maybe not. Maybe I don't have it anymore. Okay, well, what I might do is actually do this. If I go to my Instagram, I have a maze saved in a project from a while ago, which I'm going to copy and paste into here because I don't need it to be like anything super complex. It just needs to be a very basic maze, which I guess I could make, but then I have to like figure out how to do the pattern, and it's probably going to just take a while for me to like do it properly. I think I'm too far back now. Where is this one? This one actually got repurposed for the Res and Blank collab. If you listen to EDM, you'll know which one that is that came out recently. But the original version is here somewhere. I'm going to copy and paste it from there. Okay, I don't know where it is. I might just have to make a new one. Let's make a new one. Okay, so we could just do a plain... Am I going to be able to do this? I don't know. Let's do 10 cuts. It's going to be fine, I think. And let's just take this tool. Isolate this, like the whatever this thing is called. This selection tool here. And then let's just start selecting faces and just see if we can kind of create a maze, I guess. I don't really know if this is going to work properly. Oh, yeah, this will be fine, actually. no problem. It's not going to have like a proper start and end point, but who cares, right? It doesn't matter. I want this to come around the outside. It's not the greatest like maze ever. In fact, it's terrible, but let's do this. Let's hit Control plus, invert, delete those, right? That's garbage, actually. Well, okay, we'll replace it later. I'm going to find the original one and just kind of replace that. But basically, that's the plan, right? Maze in there. I'll make it out of, like, metal or something. That looks horrible. But, yeah, that... It will look fine with a texture and with a proper maze. Let me just see. Do I have one in here? No, I don't. Okay. I'm going to pause and actually come back and find the original. Let me just do that really quick. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to go into this blend file, copy this maze thing here, and just paste it into the new one. Yeah, let's do that really quick. So this is why I organize everything by date, as you can see here. Just because that means I can look at the date. I label all blend files by date, so I can just go search for that date, open it up, copy and paste whatever I need from there, and we're good to go. Okay, so it's October 21st, 2022 that I made this, so I can actually just open this up, one of these. I'll come back to this in a second. But sometimes this is just the best way to get something done. It's just copy and paste some object from the previous render you did and make it into something new, right? So let's take this here. I could take this whole thing, just take anything I need. Let's take this hand too, because why not? And let's right click, copy, or I guess Control C? No. Right click, copy objects, this one right here. And I can actually just open up the most recent one I was in, this one here, don't save. Paste, boom, there it is. Don't know why this came. And there we go. Okay, so we got the maze and the hand. So this, there's some free maze generator online somewhere. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but if you search for like free maze generator, I'm sure you'll find it. It's not like anything that crazy. Worst case, you just make it and do a better job than I did, right? Let me just delete this one. Okay, and then this, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that's gonna go there. Yeah, that's nice. I could go at like a 45-degree angle too. It's kind of cool, but I'm not really feeling that, so let's not do it. Let's pull it this way, scale it down on the y-axis maybe, so I can have like, yeah, it's fine like that. So I just want to slot that in there. And I might rotate it like 180 degrees because, like I said, this actually is used, this exact maze is used in that new artwork for Res. So I kind of want to make it not the exact same. So flipping it around, maybe changing the color will hopefully not make it recognizable. So let's get a hue saturation, drop that in, maybe just, actually, let's take a mixed color instead. Put that in here, switch to multiply, and then multiply in some like brown or something, just so it's a little bit warmer. That's nice. That'll work fine. Maybe just make this a little bit more, I don't know. Maybe desaturate this a little. And the metallic can be maybe on, whatever. It's fine how it is there. Okay, let's keep going to the lighting. Let's get that sorted out because this looks terrible. So let's go to world. I don't want the background to be on 0.5. Hang on. Let's take a sip of water. Okay. So let's take the background out just so it's black. And then let's sort this out. So this is going to be tricky here, how it's looks cool, but it's kind of casting a shadow on to this thing, right? Like that's kind of blocking that. So maybe I should just kind of move this in here. So it's still kind of poking out, but not too much. And then this here, let's take this light and like just kind of move it around till we get a nice little thing here. I could do like coming from above as well. And I think the spot size is a little bit too big. So let's just try and sort this out. Because I like how the foreground is dark. Not too dark, but something like that. Okay, we need volume here too. So let's add a cube over everything. Display as bounds. What I did there was just really quick. If you go to this orange square tab, viewport display, display as bounds, right click and assign a shortcut to that. Mine's D, so I can just hit display as bounds or textured. Okay, anyways, let's go to object, new texture, delete this. Come on, volume scatter, plug in the volume scatter to the volume, 0.01 maybe to start. Increase the anisotropy. And that will be fine. Maybe let's go 0.02. I can dim the light a little bit too. It's pretty bright. Maybe move it a little closer as well. Yeah, maybe let's go like... I don't know. Does it look good if it's warm or cold? Ooh. Warm looks nice. Let's do that. Yeah, like right there. A little less saturated, but right there. Maybe let's decrease the brightness a little too. So instead of a 12, whatever that is, let's go 63,000. And then, what else do we need here? Something looks off with the top. Let's turn on correct face attributes. So when I move the texture, move the object, it doesn't stretch out the texture. That's going to go there. So I don't really know if this is the right thing to do with this. Like maybe I kind of want it to be smaller, and then maybe we could do like, I don't know. We'll figure that out later. It's fine for now. What else do we need? Maybe more circles or something on the top. It needs like some design up there. I'm not really sure what. Let's go back to the temple pack that I was bringing up earlier. And let's see, maybe one of these can kind of fit in here. Let's get rid of this. Let's move this up, actually. Move it to like there. And let's just see here. What if I put this in here? Will this fit? I don't know. Probably not. Not really. Okay, what if I put... What else could go in the back? I have this random, like... It's called pattern. Or is it called mid-journey ring? Yeah. So this was... I have a video on this too, taking 2D images, like from mid-journey, for example, and then converting that to a 3D object. You just export it as an SVG and then import it to Blender, and then you can extrude it. But that might be cool up here, or like, I don't know, back here. Yeah, let's put that in there. If you just search or look on my channel, it's like, yeah, converting 2D images to 3D extrusions or something. I can't remember what the title is, but you'll find it. Let's put this material on it too. Same material, just so it blends in perfectly. And let's just kind of make sure the UV map is kind of scaled properly. Okay. And what else do I need to do? Let's try and dial in the lighting a little bit better, because it's just not quite right. Maybe let's actually make this much brighter, and then maybe make it a little bit thinner. And let's also increase the volume light bounces to like 2 or 3. Yeah. Just so the light kind of bounces around through the volume a little bit nicer. Maybe let's take this back down. I don't know, something like that. Let's do some broken tiles on the floor. I'll keep this actually fake guy in here just as a height reference for now. Is this not, there we go. I don't know why that floor got moved down. Okay, so for broken tiles, let's start with the cube. And let's just flatten it way down, scale it down. And then let's just make a grid. So I'm going to array, set the offset to 1.05, so it's like that. Let's do like four in a row. And then let's do that like 6 in a row. And then we'll do another array. I can just duplicate that, going the other way this time. So we'll go like that. And then let's do like 16 in a row. Okay, so we've got a grid of squares. Ignore the viewport down here. I'll fix it in a sec. Looks actually quite nice with a brighter floor. I like that a lot. And let's do this. We need to apply the arrays. So apply both of those. Separate by loose parts. That's just P on the keyboard to bring up the separate menu. Loose parts. And then we want to actually set the origin. Set origin back to geometry. That's just right click, set origin right there. And then let's just do a randomized transform. So object, transform, where is it? Randomized transform. And we could just kind of do like, oh boy, not that. Let's do, maybe not location actually, because I don't want them to overlap. Just rotation might be enough actually. And then we could do maybe a slight amount of location transform, but honestly, it might not be worth it because it kind of messes it up a little bit. Although maybe just on one axis or just a little bit to the point where they're not quite overlapping too much. That's fine. Okay, so we've got that, and we can kind of scale it down, join it back together, and we can actually add just a bevel modifier, supply the scale, turn that down, just have it on a little bit. And then let's just delete. If you just press L while hovering your cursor over any geometry, we'll just select that, any linked geometry to that. So we can just select some random ones, delete them. And we've got some, broken tiles. Look at that. We just need a texture on here. So I could put pretty much anything on here, but let's maybe scale this down a little bit so it's a bit more room there. Let's put the floor material on here, just same material as everything else. Maybe I'll make a copy of this and make it a bit brighter, but I want to cube project this so that it's not repeating, and that since it's all one object, it'll kind of unwrap it like this, so it's all these in a row instead of overlapping on the UV editor. So that's fine there. So maybe just kind of move this along there. Looks pretty nice. And if I want, I can like double this up to add more. Something like that. I don't know. Okay, no problem. So we've got broken tiles. We got this. Looks nice. And I think I want this light to be a little bit more out this way, pointing towards here. Yeah, that's nice. And what's nice here is you notice how I have the light actually pointing a little bit this way, so that we're getting like, it's like light here. Let me go actually in here and go to render view and draw over this to demonstrate. It's like light here, right? Dark gets dark, light again, dark again, light again, dark again. So it's like kind of alternating strips along the composition of like light and dark. That often leads to like really interesting compositions sometimes. So it's a really easy trick that you can use to just make it look nice with the lighting. So yeah, that's something I do quite often. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. We need more objects in here and more cool stuff going on. I don't really like this. I'm going to get rid of that. And I might replace it with, honestly, these patterns in here look kind of cool. Let's just rip that off and put it on the wall. So what if I just take this, kind of deselect around whatever I just took here. Right, deselect. And then let's hit Control L, Shift D, separate by selection. And boom, we've got now this. Okay, so let's take that. Let's set the origin back to geometry. Rotate that 90 degrees, and then we can kind of just place that around here, wherever it belongs. So maybe scale. It's fine to have like different scales of this, I think, because it's kind of like just a repeating pattern anyways, so whatever. So maybe do that. Now I've got to pay attention here to make sure I'm not just ruining this. So maybe let's just scale this way down and just kind of have it barely poking out. Looks actually quite nice there. And there we go. And then we need to kind of mirror this. So maybe let's just, let's do this. Let's take this here, isolate this. It's just the / to isolate an object. Let's put the cursor here. So Shift S, cursor to selected. And now when I take these and move it to the cursor, let's just Alt D S X -1. Perfectly, we'll flip it across the cursor. You might not need that, but it's just an easy way to do it. Make sure it's actually the correct positioning and everything. Okay, wonderful. I might move this to a collection so it's easy to select in the future, because right now it's kind of a pain to select all that. So let's move collection, wall patterns. Okay, whatever. Nice. And let's just take this one more time over here. Let's flip it this way. And let's also do that over here. I guess that also works. Scaling it by -1 on the x-axis. Can't even see it over there, but let me just kind of make sure it's roughly lining up the same. Looks good. Okay, lovely. And you know what actually might be cool is taking this and repeating it along, like as a curved along this thing here. So what if we take this, inset this, extrude it in, and then let's take this. Actually, I want to scale it in. No, it's fine. We want to make this kind of follow this, so we can probably just do this array. Let's change the offset here to 0. This way, 1. Which way is it? This way, one this way, and then we can do a simple deform modifier after that. And if we just kind of set this to bend Y, there we go. And we can actually increase this to, I don't know, it doesn't really matter how many you do. Let's do 19 for now. Flip this, increase this simple deform to all the way to 360. And if I just kind of decrease the amount here till it somewhat fits, there we go. We've got a nice little thing. And I might increase, or rather decrease the size here, just so that the aspect ratio kind of gets maintained across there. So now we need to add a few more of those. I think that's going to be fine. I'm just going to apply these and then force this to fit from here. So let's set the, whoops, let's take this thing here, line these two things up. So I want to just, first of all, get rid of this menu here. We need to set the origin to geometry. And then let's just kind of scale this up and line it up so it sort of fits. And now, here's a problem. I made it too thick. So we could either redo that or increase the thickness of this circle. That might be the easiest thing. So let's just do that. Let's just take Control Plus until I kind of select the inner part of this. And I can deselect this and this. And looks like I accidentally took way too much of this. So let's just kind of get rid of one by one of these. Oops. There we go. Almost there. Okay, so we can kind of just scale that in or invert and then scale that out. Might be the easiest thing to do that. Okay, and then scale this to match. There we go. Nice. That looks really nice there. And I think I want this a little bit thicker anyways because it's kind of just not quite doing what I want. So let's just take this, these rings here, and let's scale that out. So there's kind of like a thicker segment border along there. See that? That's gonna be nice right there. Okay. So it's like detail, flat, back to detail, flat, right? Alternating. Looks fine. Let's make sure this is squeezed right up against the wall. So I'll just maybe make it a little thicker. Make it come out there. Nice. Okay. Good enough. Okay, I don't quite like this maze in the middle, but I'll come back to that. Set the origin back to geometry. Come back to that in a bit because I think it'll be cool, but it just doesn't quite fit right now. So maybe I could do some other design along here or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. That's kind of cool there, but it's a little bit much happening. So maybe I'll come back to that later. Yeah, we'll deal with this in a bit. I want this to be maybe a little bit wider. Let's do like 20 millimeters. Looks fine. And do we want more spotlights? That's the question. I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with the ceiling here because you see it looked nice before. Now there's this thing up here that I have to deal with. Do I want to deal with that? I don't know. Not really. Let's just move the camera back so you can't really see it. Let's go back to 24 millimeters. And I've got to think now, like what kind of environment or like what kind of light source would this actually be from? Let me duplicate this, hide it, just so I have a backup. Let's kind of mess with this a bit more. Maybe let's just do, could increase the radius, but it's kind of looks a little weird. Maybe let's decrease the brightness a little bit more. Make the spot size, whoops, a little bit thinner as well. I don't know. This is the part where it's like you just kind of got to grind out, figuring out what you're actually making. This might be nice if the light was kind of coming from a different direction. Might also be nice to have water. Let's try that. Let's add water in here. If you want to see the video of me making water, if you just search like Max Hay water, you'll find it. So do I want to have this like kind of... it doesn't really look good with the tiles, so maybe I can have it just below or just above. Maybe that'd be nice. Just make sure the IOR is 1.33, which is matching real water. And maybe a little bit of grunginess in here. It's not bad. I don't like that. Okay, yeah, whatever. I just need to sort out the lighting because that's the only thing that's just not quite right here. I do kind of want it slightly colored, but maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I might leave it there. And do I want to make this like really... Kind of like that, where it's like really soft, but then the spot size is pretty low. I actually like that a lot. Let's do that. Now this circle is like intersecting with that one. I don't really want that happening. So we'll keep that there. And maybe actually I could just do this. Let's take this little thing at the top here. I don't need to duplicate that actually. We could just take this. Let's just hit Control L. Or why are these not connected? Okay. Let's duplicate that, separate by selection. And just kind of take this. And I want actually... Oh, sorry, I took the wrong one. Take the one I just separated, this one. And let's take this top section. And take this, delete this, and then just kind of stretch this out. So take these, move it along here. Correct face attributes was on, so that means we'll not stretch out the texture. So I can actually just kind of probably put that in here somewhere. Like just chuck it in there. It's fine. Could mirror this as well. It's mirror modifiers are my quick favorites, which is what that was, but it's just regular mirror modifier. Let's just apply the rotation in there. Yeah, that's fine. And then I don't know. Probably shouldn't have two in a row, that thing, but whatever. Let's maybe, to kind of force more detail in here, take this, duplicate this upwards, and then just kind of take the back wall and then extend that up like this. And then these, maybe we could do that, but we're not gonna see that. Maybe let's just fill this in with the same stuff that's already here. I don't know about this. Let's take these. What do I have here? This. Okay, there we go. Whoops. There we go. Take that. Okay. And then we could have something else in the middle. Some like, I don't know, some like line or some other kind of thing here. Maybe let's just take this. Maybe let's do like some kind of pattern in here. So like inset this, apply scale, then do that. Pull this way. Maybe just throw in a quick bevel. Right, like that. Okay. And then, I don't know. We already have a design here, so we'll just duplicate that out here. Rotate 90 degrees. Let's just put that like in the center of this. Array that upwards. Like this. R180. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Okay. And we can take that, throw the same material on here. Link material. Did that do that? Yes. Okay, nice. And let's just make sure we can actually see this thing here. Okay. This could be useful for later, so I'll just kind of make this fit a little bit nicer. I could reuse that anywhere in here as well. Okay, so we got a nice intricate wall. Do I want to have this like here, down here? No, it's fine how like the circle kind of cuts off on the floor. That's okay. I feel like we need something else like rocks or pots or stairs. Should we do stairs? Let's do stairs. We could use the same technique as this for like broken down stairs maybe. Let's take a cube here. Just kind of put it right there. Let's make it like a one single step like that. And then we'll array it, set the offset again to like 1.05. We'll just make it go, just cut that. Sorry, 0 there, 1 point whatever there. It's a bit too much. Maybe let's just 1.02. Let's bevel this. Okay, I'm going to move this off to the side to work on this. And then, okay, so array, I don't know, 8 in a row. And then how should we get this going upwards? Do I do it manually? There's better ways to do this, but I will just do it manually because it needs to be like broken down and worn anyway, so who cares, right? And that should be enough. Okay, let's take that, scale it way down, apply scale. Let's make the bevel a little smaller there. Okay, so we got stairs, but this offset's a little bit much still. Let's put on all these link modifiers, Control LP. Okay, let's convert to mesh, join all of those. Make sure there's no overlapping vertices, which there are not, just to make sure I join that properly. And then now let's just do separate by loose parts, set origin to geometry, randomize transform. Same sort of idea, right? And it's a little bit too much on here. I'm going to lower this down, lower the rotation to like 2, make them a little smaller so there's a bit less overlap maybe. Maybe you won't even be able to tell though, so whatever. Let's join it back together. And we've now got some broken down stairs. Should be perfectly fine. Let's put the same rock material that I took from Quixel onto there. And let's just kind of throw that in here. Scale it properly. So the proper height of stairs, I think, if I remember from some Ian Hubert video I saw, should be like, waist height should be like 5 stairs, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a little bit bigger, right? If this is the height of a person, like 2 meters tall-ish, it should go halfway up that, which is like waist height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's about right. Okay. Let's throw that like there, maybe. We can delete this guy now. I'll keep it in actually just off to the side. Okay, boom, throw that in there. Sorry if I'm kind of like speed running this. It's just, this is just what I do, right? When I work, this is how I work. Okay, so that's gonna go there. Yeah, that's kind of nice actually. Maybe I want it a bit smaller because then it will look like everything else is bigger. And then also if it goes down, make sure it goes down to the tiles, like through the floor. Yeah. So that you can see the you can see it through the water, so it needs to like kind of sit there properly. Right, just like that's fine. And then since you can see underneath it, first of all, let me unwrap this. So cube project, just to really quickly unwrap it. It's gonna look fine. Actually, maybe a smart UV project might be better for this one. Yeah, that's a little bit nicer. Okay, and then to make it like look a little bit more solid, we can actually just duplicate it out behind itself. Same thing over here. And that way it'll kind of hide the gaps. So duplicate it that way. Hopefully it will hide the gaps. For some reason it's actually not really doing that here. I think maybe I have to like, let's try this, move it down a level. Why isn't that not showing up here? Let's just see what's going on. Let me just turn on random color. Yeah, why can you not actually see that? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, good enough. Doesn't look incredibly realistic, but I don't need it to. Okay, we need to keep moving forward. Should I add edge wear to these stairs? It doesn't really need it, to be honest. What we need is like more specialness, like something cool in the middle. So either something glowing, something, maybe not something glowing, but maybe let's put like a, I don't really like this maze here. We need something else here. Let me just move this to, I'll just put this over here, just take this off for a sec. What do we add here? Let's actually shade this auto smooth while I'm at it. Let's just drop something from the asset browser and maybe like a face, or is there something else called? There's a Buddha head. I could use that. Let's try that. This is actually a photo scan of something that's actually in my house. And what's going on there with the texture? What happened? I think it's because I used, yeah, I'd used deep bump and then forgot to save the normal app. Whatever. Okay, this is actually not, I think this photo scan is not going to be quite enough here. Let's put that face back in. I'll leave this thing in here for now, this photo scan, but I'm just going to rapidly just, yeah, rapid fire try ideas just to get something out here. Okay, this is going to look a little bit strange right now, but let's just put this material on it and make sure that's going on everything. Unwrap that, Q project, even though I think it was already unwrapped, whatever. And let's just see here. Okay, we'll keep that there. Okay, let's hide this for now. I don't need that. It's not quite. Ooh, that's nice. That might be interesting, having like the eyes kind of tucked in there. Maybe we can bring the maze back, actually. Let's do that. Let's go maze, bring that back in. Yeah. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I want it to be a little bit like wider, but that's actually kind of cool with the maze like going across the face like that. Yeah, I like that actually. Kind of covering the eyes. Yeah, that's cool. Let's run with that. And I might want this like repeated. I don't know. Let's duplicate that down here and just see what happens if I repeat it. I do not know if I like that or not. This is kind of creepy actually, but I like it a lot. I'm gonna keep it, but it is. I'm aware that this is like not normal. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Maybe rotate this 45 degrees. That's kind of cool. It's a little bit scary, but I like that a lot. Yeah, that's pretty sick. What if I put the same material that's on here? Nah, looks better without that. Okay, well, we're moving in the right direction, even though I'm not exactly sure how this is supposed to all fit together, but we're moving in the right direction. I feel like this just needs to be slightly adjusted. Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. Let's maybe just repeat this. Let's go array, and then again, whoops. Let's just manually do it. And sorry if I'm not talking, I'm just kind of in the zone a little bit. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay. So I think the ratio of like the size of these two things is good, but I just need to make the whole thing a little smaller now. Yeah, I like that a lot actually. Okay, and then let's kind of repeat this. Down like this. That's nice. And then maybe upwards once more. Might have to boolean that out because it's now like appearing up here randomly, which it shouldn't be. But that looks really nice. Okay, let's boolean this out really quick. So we'll just apply all modifiers. Let's just isolate this. Add a cylinder really quick just to get rid of any unwanted parts of this. Just kind of chuck that here. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so sick. I'm actually excited for this now. Okay, so this we want to just get rid of. How do I do this? If I just flip the normals, does that do this properly? First of all, let's join these. Well, hang on. Let me just hide this for a second. Should this be... Oh, sorry, not that. This. Should this be spaced apart? Doesn't really matter. Okay, good enough. Oh, I guess I can actually... This doesn't need a boolean. Let's just do this. Let's delete this and just manually do it. Okay, so we'll take this. There's only like 2 little things in here which I need to get rid of. So take this, invert, delete that, right? There we go. And that's all the erasing I need to do for that, I think. Wonderful. I might take this, replace this pattern with the maze. So let's just do this. And now I will actually... Do I do the boolean or will it work without that? Let's just see. If I just take these corners and delete them, maybe that will... it kind of works. Works enough. And then delete this thing. Maybe put the stone on this just so it brings a little bit less attention there. Yeah. Nice. But now it looks a little bit weird where one's metal and one's stone and then they're like beside each other. So maybe I should put that actually back on here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now the floor. What if we just do more mazes for the floor? Let's try that. I already have tiles on the floor, so maybe I don't need this. But whatever. I showed you how to make tiles, so you learned that at least. So there wasn't no point in adding those, but let's just see if I kind of do this. Let's put the stone on here because that's going to be a little bit annoying with the metal. Yeah. Okay, this is getting sick. Just maybe increase the offset a little bit there so there's a space. Okay, this is looking crazy actually. Let's do a quick test render just to see where we're at. I could animate this too. This would be pretty easy to animate. But I might just want to do a still today. Okay, yeah. Not too much that I didn't already see here. A little bit of empty spots over here. This is, this is overlapping a little bit there, so we'll try to fix that. Any other problems here? It's a little awkward with this just kind of going in there, but it's not really an issue. Looks sick. Floor looks nice. I do want a little bit more zoomed out. Maybe just more of the floor visible too, so let's try that. So let's pull this back a little bit, rotate it down a little bit, and then also maybe 22 millimeters instead of 24. I think I might need another spotlight. Yeah, let's do that. Like duplicate it, make it way smaller, make the size a little bit smaller too, make the brightness also much smaller, or much lower rather. Maybe instead of 63, we'll do 20. And let's just try and get that same pattern of like light, dark, back to light. So yeah, there. But then I kind of want it to be dark at the bottom. So maybe this can kind of come down really thin. We'll just have kind of like random spotlights in here. Yeah. Couple little spots. Not bad. Maybe I can even put those over here as well, just to have like a couple little things lighting up the wall over here. Maybe let's make this a little bit brighter. Make the size. Oh, sorry. Why is that linked? Thought I was not touching that. Okay, so increase the radius a little. Maybe decrease that to like 6. Can't really see what I'm doing, but it's just this little corner. I'm just trying to throw a little light in there so that there's just something going on there, just so it's not pitch black. Okay, let's fix those little issues I was talking about earlier with this. So honestly, the easiest thing to do here is probably just add a circle in here. It's full of face, separate it by selection, and just, whoops, take that, extrude it out a little bit and just pull it back till it covers that up. Yeah, cube project, good. Maybe increase this a little bit. Maybe we can pull this back out a bit. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so that covers up any little things happening in there. This here, this is uneven, so let's try and fix that. Let's just increase this. Is this uneven? This is tripping me out. I don't know if that's actually uneven. Something is wrong here. Oh, this is just not in the right place. Or I guess that got deleted somehow. Whoops. Okay, so that will go there. There we go. Okay, that's fixed. Do we want 3 of these? Maybe. Doesn't hurt. Okay, we need more space between this circle and the thing here. Let's take these as well. Move that whole thing up. Maybe just bring this back a little bit. What's happening here? Oh, sorry. This was supposed to follow that. Okay, so it's kind of like we're at the point where it's a lot of like random small little changes. Nothing that big is going to happen. Although I could do color grading in Blender. I might just do that in Photoshop though. Let's do, yeah, I'll do that in Photoshop. Although I have been wanting to show how you can actually get like kind of a nice color grade in Blender if you really want to. Let's bring that up. Let's make this a little warmer. Yeah, just a little bit, not too much. Right there. Let's copy that color, paste it into all these lights that are around here, just to match that. So you can actually just hit Control C, Control V to copy paste the color of things like that. Okay, and I just feel like it's missing something. Not sure exactly what, but it is missing something. Let me just adjust this a little bit. It's just a little bit off. Maybe like plants or trees or something. Let's try botanic. Spawn a random tree, tree. I'm just gonna have that off to the side maybe. Doesn't even really need to be like visible. Although it's fine if it is. Yeah, that might be nice there. Having a bit of green in here might be nice, but also might throw things off a little. It's fine though. It makes it look a little bit overgrown. Not really. Yeah, it's fine. Let's do some other kind of trees. Like maybe, I don't know. What else we have in here? This. Yeah, I can kind of just randomly put this around a little bit. It's a little too dark there if I do that. Maybe I should double up the pillars up here, just so that kind of extends past her. Although you can't even actually see that, so whatever. Looks better without it. Okay, we need something else for the ground. Ooh. Maybe it'd be cool to have like water above the maze. I'm just going to display the water as bounds. And then what if this was like... I feel like the water should be like a bit more clear maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe a bit more murky. Let's increase the... Or turn on reflective or refractive caustics. Turn both on. I don't know if it's actually going to do anything in here. Probably won't even see a difference, but whatever. Let's maybe make the transparent. Okay, I'm not sure about what to do with the floor. I feel... Kind of like that, if it's just twice as big. The bevel is a little thick on here, so we cut that in half. I actually really like that. So we can't really see the steps anymore, but yeah, just bring that in a little bit. Oops, let's take both of those, bring that in. Take both of these, bring that in. Should have probably done that equally, but it seems about right there. Okay. Maybe the camera should be... Oh, we could try the panoramic lens. Let's try that. Let's go panoramic, and let's do fisheye lens polynomial on the type, and then bring this back. Bring this forward a little bit, not too much, but yeah. A little bit of warping would be cool. I don't know if it makes so much sense, but would be kind of cool. And let's see, do we want to offset the camera here? Left or right? Might be nice, but it's also not necessary. I don't know. Doesn't really matter either way. Okay, I'm not super sure about this. Maybe I should adjust this slightly. I think this should be just a little bit smaller. Maybe rotate it a little. Let's just see. Let's just try a couple of other things. I think it was fine where it's at. I think it's no problem. Ooh. Okay. If we take this out or make it thinner, we'll actually get a lot more space on the maze below. So let's try that. Let's just take one of these middle rows here and just kind of expand this. Scale that out a bit. And let's just kind of scale that by 0 on the y-axis. Might need a loop cut in there to fix that shading issue. And let's just try pulling that like right there. Okay, that makes a bit more sense now. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, it's a little dark. Like, it's very... It's like, you know, a little bit like creepy. Maybe we just need to brighten it up a little bit with like another light. Ooh. That's kind of nice. What if I bring this like way brighter? It's a little much. So maybe in between these two. So maybe like bring this, instead of a 6, we could do like an 8 there. Bring the spot size down a little. Not bad. Let's maybe take this here, rotate it this way, and then maybe we can have like a platform up here. It's casting a lot of shadow there, so I don't know if I really want to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Also, we're like losing a lot of detail up at the top from the tree, so, or from maybe from the lighting in general. So I'm gonna try and bring that back a bit, like that. Yeah, just kind of tuck that out a little bit that way. Maybe kind of like pull one of these out a little this way to kind of bring back a little bit of the shadow in a kind of a bit more controlled of a way. Oh, it might be cool to actually do a second camera angle as well. Let's actually duplicate the camera, bring it up, and let's make this the active camera. That's Shift or Control 0 to make the new one the active camera. So I just duplicated it, so we have the original back where it was before, in case I want to get back to that angle without changing anything. Let's just see if we want to do this. Not really. Nah, not really interested in doing that. Let's delete that camera. And let's go back to this guy. Okay. I think the floor is too big. Let's bring that back. And I have to decide, do I want this above the water or below? I don't know. Maybe above, but then more in the middle, so it's like this, and then we can do another iteration on the array. Maybe another one. Oops, don't keyframe that. Maybe instead of doing an array, I could just duplicate it manually, and then that way I can actually just rotate it like 90 degrees to kind of make it look like there's more of a, or less of a repeating pattern. And then do this one again. And there we go, it doesn't look as repeating anymore. Maybe let's just take these and parent it all to the last one in the chain so that when I move one, they're all move with it. Yeah, I don't know if I like the water. I mean, I do, but I don't know if I want it. I also kind of want it a bit more glossy. So I wonder if I can actually mix in. I might add this to a glossy and run the bump into the thing here as well. And just turn the roughness down. And add or maybe mix. Yeah, mix color, multiply, or sorry, mix shader. Mix shader, god damn it. Mix shader. This one in top, this one in the bottom, this one in here. And yeah, okay, so it's actually fine. It's just the strength is a bit too high, so maybe let's take that down. So I don't like the strength to the point where it's really, really distorting whatever's behind it. So I'll just, like there is going to be fine. And that's fine. No problem. I might actually want to add that. I might want to keep it on add shader. And then get rid of this. Although that's way too much. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Let's get that out of here. We'll just keep it on mix. That's fine. Just to have a little more glossiness, I think would be nice. Do I want to make this like blue? Maybe, yeah, a little bit. Just like that. Okay. And let's see here. I just need to figure out the floor. It just isn't quite, just not looking quite right. And I don't know what to do about it. Okay, that's too glossy now. Let's actually go back here, decrease that. I think it was fine at 0. It does look kind of cool with it underwater. But then maybe it might be better to do this, where we take the water and just have it just above the tiles, or maybe no water. Maybe no water in this one. Let's take the water, just hide that. We'll go no water, and then let's just see, what does it look like with this? Not necessary. We don't need another maze thing there. Okay, so I think we're gonna go, yeah, I've decided now, tile only. We can make this bigger or smaller if we want to. Maybe a little smaller would be nice. And maybe just kind of duplicate that one more time. Might be nice to have a bit of edgeware. So we can do that with, I'll show you how to set this up really quick. Well, actually, maybe I'll just do a separate video on that because I already have it set up. Edgeware, I have a node for it. Drop that in. Basically what it is, I'll show you really quick if you want to just copy this setup. It looks really complicated, but it's just, there's noise mixing in there. You don't really have to worry about that. There's like ambient occlusion. Don't worry about this. Really the main thing is this right here. And you can, if you want the easy version, it's just half of it, which is just this right here. So what's happening is we have, sorry, not this. We have ambient occlusion. Yeah, ignore the map range there. Ambient occlusion set to inside and only local. That makes it kind of flip to the corners only. Invert the color so that it's light on the outside corners, dark on the rest of it. It's going into this, which I'll talk about in a second. And then basically the result from this ambient occlusion just gets mixed into the base color. I have a video showing this in, it's one of the texturing videos I did really recently. It's like in the title, ambient edgeware is in the title, so just go watch that one. It's called like, I can't remember, but whatever the recent texturing video I did is, I don't have very many videos on texturing, so you can just find that really easily. Probably there's not that many videos on my channel anyways. Okay, so it's that, and then if you want, you can actually take another ambient occlusion, take off inside and only local, and then subtract that from the original to get rid of the inner edges. I'll do a full video on this at some point, but just know it's like basic edgeware that's getting thrown on here for now. So if I have that, if I have a look at what that's doing. Whoops, come on. There we go, please behave. Tab out of here. Okay, so thickness. Yeah, I might have to actually manually increase the, oh, there we go. So no problem. Maybe decrease that a little bit. So it's kind of on everywhere, and it's maybe, yeah, I'll keep the thickness low enough to where it doesn't actually affect everything that badly. And then on the tiles, I might make a copy of that texture and just crank it a little bit higher. So like material, crank the thickness up on the floor. Yeah, okay, no problem. Okay, I feel like I'm getting to the point where it's a little bit counterproductive what I'm doing. So I need to maybe take a break or just quickly finish this up because it's almost done. But I feel like it just needs a little bit more. Let's drop in some pots in here. I don't like that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to take a break. Come back. Did I delete a light? No. I'm going to take a break, come back, and then just reassess where we're at. And then you go from there. Because I've been staring at this for like an hour at least. So it is very important for me to take a break. So I'll do that and come back in a sec. So in the following section here, I'm not doing anything that different from the rest of what I've been doing in this whole video. Basically, it's just 80% or maybe even 90% the same thing as before. The only difference is I'm maybe, dropping in some other objects that I've already made or downloaded from somewhere else. And I'm just kind of rapid fire trying some other layouts and ideas. It's not really anything special. It's just moving things around mostly and just changing the, thickness of the volume, changing the intensity of the lights a little bit, just experimenting. So the next few minutes will just be a time lapse of that.